How to talk to Muslims while avoiding the unwanted attacks and quote unquote debate style tactics. I've studied this a lot and there's a lot to learn, so let's do this in small, chewable chunks. Consider the following hypothetical. You and I have infinite time and infinite interest regarding a topic, a disagreement, a question, a problem. Will we reach mutual understanding and mutual agreement? If you think we won't necessarily reach agreement, then I ask, what are the obstacles to reaching mutual agreement? I use this hypothetical for the purpose of exposing people's views on the following question. Are there inherent conflicts between people in the sense that they cannot be resolved with knowledge, new knowledge? What people bring up as an obstacle is people refusing to be rational. Like that's a very big obstacle people bring up, or a common one. Attacking you instead of dealing with the ideas, bad faith discussion, textbook debate style tactics, strawmanning you instead of steelmanning you, etc., etc., etc. So, for you to be able to deal with this stuff properly, you'll have to know a lot about all of these things, like basically how to recognize when somebody's being irrational, all these tactics. So here's the second chewable chunk that I recommend. Debates are inherently bad faith. This post also has a link to a third chewable chunk, and that post has a link to a fourth one, and that post has 17 or 19 links. 17 of them are posts on Reddit, and 2 are articles on my blog. All of this is designed to help you learn how to do only productive discussion, avoiding unproductive discussion, trolling, bad faith people, etc. And remember, all of these posts, including this one, have people commenting with lots of extra stuff beyond what I say in the posts. Lots to learn here or there. I mean, just look at the post, the comments too, not just my posts. If you have any questions, just ask. I'm happy to help. Good luck. Somebody replied, and I remember this now. So you studied this a lot? This isn't. What is it? Isn't it just a smart idea to avoid religion in conversation anyways and just treat people like humans? So, by the way, this is already a little bit trolling, and that's interesting that he, replied to a post about trolling by trolling. I'm guessing he doesn't know it's trolling. He asked me a question that he doesn't really want an answer to. Um, he's asking this question because right at the start I said I've studied this a lot. So he says, "So you studied this a lot?" And the way I chose to reply is to treat his question as if it was a serious question and show how stupid it is. I said, "Why are you asking me a question that I already answered in the OP?" Now, for him to answer, like if he was to, I mean, there's no good answer he could give that wouldn't make him look like an idiot. That's kind of why I picked this question. And then to his second question, I said, it doesn't make sense. You're acting like talking about religion means not treating people as humans. That's stupid. We don't talk to dogs about religion because they're not humans. We talk to people about religions because they are humans. Dogs can't have religions, people can. Um, I am going to go ahead and go to this post. This I posted on the Lex Friedman subreddit. Lex Friedman is a podcaster. I like him and the work he does. And I like his subreddit. So I say here, debates in general don't work. It's two parties that are each trying to get the other party to switch sides without spending any effort scrutinizing their own position. Success is achieved by not changing your mind, and only the other person changes their mind. Consider whether or not it's possible that both of them succeed. Like, can they both achieve this success? No, they cannot. It's logically impossible. Obviously, that doesn't work. Here's what does work: two parties are each trying to understand the truth. If they both succeed, at a minimum, they've made some progress toward understanding each other's positions. And at a maximum, they've arrived at the same position. Each person improved their initial position by factoring in the information from the other person. This means that each of them now has a position that they prefer over their initial position. Uh, Debates, on the other hand, make no sense. They're not a working together type of interaction. It's win lose. Instead, they're a working against uh, each other type of interaction. Sorry, I said that wrong. The work together type is win win, what we call win win. All parties get to win. And the working against each other type is what we call win lose. It means somebody has to lose in order for other people to win. Um, okay, so there were 69 comments. A lot of people just misunderstood me and said, no, I've seen debates where it goes well. Well, those things are not what I'm calling debates. You're just talking about a fruitful discussion. Um, let's see. I think it's a bunch of people just not understanding what I'm saying. Um, anyway, so the next chewable chunk. Uh, this I put on the Jordan Peterson subreddit. How to engage in good faith: best practices and lessons learned. Um, I would like to uh, I would like this to be a group discussion of best practices and lessons learned regarding how to engage in good faith discussion, including everything surrounding the topic, like how to recognize a troll or what to do to account for the fact that you might be wrong that someone is trolling. How to engage in good faith discussion while avoiding the bad faith nonsense. We can categorize discussion partners into three categories. One, good faith always. Two, bad faith always. Or three, a mix of one and two. And note, a single comment could contain meaningful ideas while also containing insults. One and two are very simple. The ones are amazing. And the twos are easy to avoid. It's the threes that are difficult to deal with because we're lured in by the meaningful ideas, but also pushed away by the insults. So, how can we benefit from the meaningful ideas while also uh, avoiding the cost of the insults? One approach I've been doing is to initially ignore the insults and just engage with the productive parts. If after many iterations of this, they are still doing the insults, then I call out the insult. Sometimes I'll do it as a question. Do you see that this is an insult? Because maybe they don't know. If they reply in a good faith way, I'm happy. If they reply to me with more insults, now I've gotten my answer. They are acting in bad faith and they know it. It's time to call them out and to clearly tell them that you don't want this kind of quote unquote discussion. This gives them the opportunity to convert to good faith, to stop insulting you and respect your clearly stated boundary. If they escalate further, now I do things like, "You're making me angry." I used this once, and the person replied, "Sorry," and stopped replying after that. I took that to mean that they recognized their error and didn't want to do more of it. What do you all think? What things have you tried that you think worked well? Um, 43 comments. Oh, I remember this guy. Perspective check 2022. Our man with the plan, Rami. Keep up the good work. Your efforts make me want to improve my methods. And if you can get through to me, the ripples of changing are happening. And I remember him. He part of this whole project was I went on a bunch of, and this was previous to this. I went on a bunch of subreddits testing out something, and he went on one of them to defend me. It was the Joe Rogan subreddit. I think I'll be talking about that during this video, maybe another one. Um, yeah, so this guy's like defending the debate style tactics that I'm talking about. And there are two examples where we do this in real life, like lawyers in a murder case. Um, and I guess that one is fine. And then there's when scientists are commissioned by the government to do research, and if the results land in a way that the bureaucrat doesn't like, then he can avoid publishing the results of the research, which is anti-scientific. It's not science when you do that. You're supposed to publish the results whether it went against your theory or not. He says bureaucrats are not in charge of what gets published or not. Well, then ignore the government part and make it companies. Companies do hire scientists and they do choose whether to, like, just think of what happened with the cigarette companies, tobacco companies in the past, where they came up with their research and the research said cigarettes are bad and then they didn't publish that shit. So just selecting quotes from this post, they said, instead, take them seriously whether they deserve it or not, and if they are operating bad faith, let them slowly fall on their own sword. Yeah, I heard Ellie Goldratt say something like that too. He said, give them enough slack so they can hang themselves. I think the analogy works fine, but I think the imagery is bad because it makes it look like it's win-lose, and it's not win-lose, it's win-win. They're not being hung. Changing your mind is a good thing. Yeah, good point. Can't learn to be wrong if being wrong means dying. J.A. Melat 23. I don't want to go deep into many of these because, man, this would make this video so long. There's so much here. This person says, I don't think it's productive to try and identify people's intent. I think the question of good faith versus bad faith is uninteresting. Um, he said, you mention insults a lot in your post. I don't think insults are a surefire way to say this person is engaging in bad faith. I said, do you think I was saying otherwise? Because I clearly said somebody could be doing Well, I don't know that I said it in this post. And what do you mean by dismiss? Uh, I must have missed a lot of it. Yep, I missed a lot of this because people are replying to other people and I don't get notified. Somebody said someone is either making good points or bad points. If they're making good points and expressing themselves well, I will engage. If they're making bad points, I will ask for clarification or stop engaging. I said, sounds like you made a way to differentiate between good faith and bad faith. He says, you seem stupid if that is your takeaway. So I said, you shouldn't rely on your feelings so much. So this is, I recognize a fucking troll, and I pointed out, I basically trolled him back. And I pointed out that him thinking I'm stupid, which is just from his feelings, he doesn't have any reasons. He would have said the reasons if he did have reasons. You shouldn't rely on your feelings so much. He said it's not a feeling, it's an evaluation of the quality of your comment and your ability to interpret information. If you continue to engage with such poor quality, I will block you. So I said, you're a troll, go away. He's kind of like saying I'm the troll, or I'm doing bad faith. And then he's saying you would block me for that. I think he's just confused over semantics. He says, engage with people in category 1, ask for clarification from people in category 2. If they don't give it, assume they're stupid and stop engaging. So I said, I can have a much more productive discussion with a stupid person than a troll. I don't know what this is about. Maybe I'm confused, but I don't feel like going back to, this is a year ago, by the way. I don't want to go back and fix that. uh, so let's see. Let's keep going. So at the end here, I want to say one more thing. My idea of to say you're making me angry, I want to tell you where I got that from, and I want to show it to you right now. I'm going to show you a video. Um, I have it on my Twitter. It's pinned. It's right here. Uh, kind, impenetrable, protector of all that is good, enemy to all that is evil. And this is a scene from the 2003 movie The Hulk.
Hands off of me. Outside, asshole, I want to talk to you. Listen to me, my father's going after Betty.
What makes you think you can go behind my back and get Ross to cut me out?
Oh! Listen to me, Betty's in trouble!
You pathetic freak.
Bert isn't dirty. I swear to you, she'll be killed.
I can state the obvious. Something tells me
So just to review that video, notice that he said, "You're making me angry," and that was like a warning. And Talbot didn't take the warning, and he kept going. So Hulk escalated, and then a little bit later, he's still getting shot by those other dudes. So Hulk escalated more. Um, and I want to show how you do that in a discussion. So I'm going to the next chewable chink. This post was in the Lex Friedman subreddit. I'm sure I put it in other places too. I said the title, "How to Get People to Engage in Good Faith." Blah, blah, blah. I want to make this a group discussion. Questions to consider. How to recognize good faith effort from bad faith effort. What standards of judgment should we use? What should we do when we've judged that someone is acting in bad faith? How should we factor in the fact that we might be the one acting in bad faith, not the other person? How should we factor in the fact that we might be wrong in our judgment that someone else has acted in bad faith? What should we do if someone is giving useful criticism but layering it with insults? Should we ignore the insult and engage with useful criticism, or what? What other questions might be good to add to this list? Doesn't need to be well thought out. Wild guesses are okay for the brainstorming phase. They can be scrutinized afterward. And I gave some background for this project that I'm doing. I said I recently made a post across many subs. Recently was like over a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. The post is designed to encourage good faith effort and discourage bad faith effort. It started with a comment that I made to somebody else's post. This person post looks like human modernist. Maybe it's post-hume, I don't know. And I liked his post because it was something like, "Dear Jordan Peterson haters, why are you here?" And I took that as inspiration to make my own version of it. I titled it, "Dear Anti-Jordan Peterson people, I have a proposal designed to help us come to agreement." And I basically laid out the way, or a way, to do it. It's similar to that other video you guys might have already seen, where I said, "Dear Muslims, I have a proposal to help us come to agreement." Then I posted the same thing to a bunch of different subs using a different person in there. This is Sam Harris. I said, "Dear anti-Sam Harris people," what is this? Somebody pointed me to this place. Something like deconstructing the gurus. And then the Joe Rogan subreddit and the intellectual dark web subreddit. And then I made a similar post about veganism in the Sam Harris subreddit. Let's see. All these produced good discussions. Even the Joe Rogan sub was useful for me in the sense that I learned about how to deal with, I learned a little bit more about how to deal with trolling behavior and more generally bad faith behavior. So I thought the next step should be to start a group discussion about it, meaning that's what this post is. The Joe Rogan one was really fun. That place is like a place for trolls, but it's fun trolling. Uh, like everyone knows that everyone else is trolling, so we're trolling each other for fun, and I did a lot of that with them. Um, so here's all the so these were successive versions of these posts. Let's see, let's see, and I said here these discussions spawned these other discussions that get into specific stuff like climate change stuff. This helped me a lot. There was some things in there that I was wrong about, and it helped me better understand the arguments about climate change that are going around. There was one about the future of energy. I learned a lot about that one. Um, do we have free will? I didn't learn anything there. Food shortage crisis. I don't know why I even brought that one up. Why am I doing all this? It's part of a bigger project. Um, yeah, so I'm trying to help the world recognize something I recognized a few years ago. The most important speech ever made to date is the speech by Richard Feynman in 1974, the Caltech commencement speech for that year. The speech has been later renamed Cargo Cult Science. I believe that is the most important speech ever given. And I am going to be giving a speech, which is a continuation of Feynman's speech, on the 50th anniversary of the speech, to the year, to the day, even to the hour. June 14th, 2024, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, uh, which is like 81 days from now. Here's my reply to that speech, which is an essay, but I'm going to be doing it again, a different kind of reply, sort of, but video format. Um, let's see here. Okay, somebody brings up subjective objective, the subjective objective issue. He says it's a big issue. I know what he's talking about, but because he only used these two words, I don't want to stick a bunch of words in his mouth. So I just let him. And let's see. So he clarifies. So, okay. So I guess somebody thought I'm manipulating. Yeah, I guess I was explaining my Hulk method or Hulk's method. If they become difficult, like I think I was referring to, like when you say you're making me angry, and if they are still continuing after that, you have to escalate. You stomp harder. And somebody said, and this person says, how do you think that comes across for those on the other side of disagreements with you? And he said, a little intellectual humility and willingness to listen goes a long way. Beyond that, love, kindness, and willingness to judge yourself and your own biases harshly while affording those who disagree with you as much tolerance and respect as you can muster. I said, what you're describing is compatible with what I said, as far as I know. Difficult people is like people who make overt insults layered in with their arguments, questions, ideas. First, I ignore the insults and only, anyway, you guys know my thing. I already explained it earlier. He never replied. Maybe he realized he's wrong. Um, So let's see. I'm not going to go into these 19 links in this video. It will make this video way too long. I recommend, if you want to see this stuff, to go find this post yourself. I will put the link in the description of this video so you can find it. Thank you.